Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my Q&A video, and when I asked you guys for questions, you guys gave me a lot of questions, which I'm not mad about it, but there's just no way I'm going to be able to answer them all in one video, so I'm planning on doing multiple videos just on certain topics, which I was already planning on doing that. So some of the questions referred to, some of the questions were about certain topics, which I'm planning on doing videos for anyway, like food, entertainment, fashion, things like that. So I'll save those questions for when I get to those videos. And then there were some questions that were similar, so I'll just not address every single question and just answer them when I answer the questions. And then I'm also going to do a whole other video just on studying abroad because I got questions from people who are looking to study abroad. So without further ado, let's get into the video, or maybe it's on this side, I don't know, let's go. So this first question was, what has pushed you the most out of your comfort zone or challenged you the most on your trip? And I would just have to say it's speaking the foreign language. Learning a language is not easy by any means. It's really hard, it's really challenging, it's really intimidating, it's really overwhelming, and so I felt all of those emotions in this time being here. And even when I have been learning the language for 6 years, it's still really hard, and you get here, you get thrown into the culture and the language and the immersion, and you don't feel like you knew as much as you thought you did, and so it's just really intimidating to try and speak to natives and things like that when you're still worrying about like your grammar, your pronunciation, vocabulary, things like that. And that's just something that people who are learning a language have to get over. They have to get over that lack of confidence. So I'm trying to do that, but it's difficult. So I'm trying to overcome that, trying to push myself, but it's really hard. And it's hard to explain to people who have never learned a second language. So yeah, just it's hard. It is hard, and it's not comfortable. So out of my comfort zone for sure. This next question was, do people notice that you're American when you speak French? And yeah, they do. I'm sure not everyone does, but it's pretty common because I have an American accent. So yeah, it's weird to say that I have an accent, but I definitely do. And it's something that I'm trying to work on, I'm trying to perfect, I'm trying to get better at, but it's just really hard to change the way you speak. So it's difficult, but sometimes people, you know, like when I just go to address them in the restaurant or at a store or whatever, when I address them in French, they'll just reply in English because they hear my American accent, and so it's kind of frustrating, but yeah. So I got a lot of questions about what I miss most from American culture, other than my friends, my family and my dogs, which I miss all of those three so much, but when I get asked this question, I often just think of my car, which isn't really an American culture thing. It kind of is, because in America, it's very common for like every family member to have a car. But here, that's not common, and I mentioned that in the transportation video. It's a lot easier to walk places, and you can take the bus. But the bus is just kind of inconvenient at times. You have to look at the schedule when you want to go somewhere. Sometimes the bus doesn't come for 30 minutes or an hour, and I'm just the kind of person that likes to be in control, and I want to go somewhere when I want to go. I want to get there when I want to get there, and yeah, hashtag control freak, but I don't know, I like being able to be in control. And I also like having that kind of alone time where I can just like listen to music and jam out and sing at the top of my lungs, because I don't really have an opportunity for that here since I live with other people and just don't have a place that I can do that. So I really miss my car. I also just miss like kind of the way American people are. I know that sounds really vague, but for example, when I'm on the bus and I'm talking with my American friends, I'll like laugh really loud or say something really loud, and people look over because people are just more quiet and reserved here. I think French people think that Americans are more loud, obviously, more expressive, more dramatic. So I don't know, sometimes I just have to think, okay, you need to tone your Americanness down a bit, because it's kind of noticeable, I guess, when I'm out in public. I know that, you know, like other international people here have said like, wow, Americans just talk so much like during the meals, or they just laugh so loud, and like I didn't realize any of these things were super American until I got here. So I just miss being able to do that freely without anyone staring at me, and miss being able to do that with a lot more other people, with other people. Okay, seriously, when you're learning another language and you're like surrounded by it all day, your first language, it's like harder to speak your first language. I don't know, it's just my words are all getting mixed up, and I guess that's a good sign because I'm getting further along in French, but man, my English construction is just getting weird. So somebody asked if very many people can speak English here in France, and I would say yeah, for the most part they can. It's not always a super extremely fluent level of English, but they pretty much start English like in middle school or late elementary, so yeah, they have an English ability, but it's more appreciated when foreigners try to speak French to them because they want to like preserve their language and their culture and stuff. So most people just speak French, but they can speak English if you're having difficulty speaking French or you only speak English. The next question was, do you feel like your prior knowledge of the country and the culture and the residents there has helped you adjust better? And absolutely, I do feel like it has. I don't think that I really experienced any culture shock when I got here, which is super good. And that was because I was super prepared to come. So for one, I've been studying French culture and language and heritage and history since I was 14 for 6 years. So that's helped a lot. I've also been to France before, so I knew what I was getting myself into. I stayed in Montreal for the summer, which has a good influence of French culture, so I knew some of that. I talked to people who did the study abroad program before, so I got the scoop on all of that. I did a lot of research on the program, and yeah, so all in all, I just feel like I prepared a lot, and that helped me not have problems adjusting or adapting here. And so I definitely recommend that if you're looking to move somewhere or go stay somewhere for a bit, to do a lot of research and prepare yourself so that you don't just get stunned when you go into the country and are completely immersed. Also, one of my friends asked me how to say eat fresh in French because it's kind of an inside joke. So you say manger frais, and that means eat fresh. So say it with me, everyone. Manger frais. That means eat fresh if you're ever wanting to go to a Subway in French. I don't know. In France. There I go again. Just oh my gosh, mixing up my English and my French. This is incredible that I just got that all in video, so you're welcome for that. So my brother asked me if I think French fries or American French fries are better, and for one, I'm pretty sure French fries came from Belgium, so they're not actually French. And two, French fries are French fries. Like, honestly, they're great here, they're great in America, they're great in England, they're great in Canada. French fries are French fries, and French fries are bomb. So that's all I can say for that question. So that's it for today's question and answer. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I know it doesn't seem like a lot of questions, but this video was already like at 8 minutes when I saw, so I need to tone it down a little bit. Maybe that's my American self talking too much, I don't know. But I am planning to answer the rest of your questions in following videos, so stay tuned for those. And if you have a question that's like super urgent, you just have to know, you can message me and I'll answer that for you. But I am planning to answer a lot of the questions in the following videos, so keep looking out for them. And I thank you so much for watching. I thank you so much for giving me all these questions, and for just following along with my awkwardness. It's very much appreciated, and love you all. See you soon.